how to negotiate with Trump on trade. The president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, is going to teach us.
The second question was, Victor, it was something with the two of us and I forgot the content.
How to negotiate with Trump on trade.
Yes. So I think, first of all, engage. Very important. What we have started yesterday. Secondly, discuss about common interests. And there are common interests that we have. So, and then go into negotiations. Common interests are, for example, this is one topic that we touched upon. I would not say discussed, but we touched upon yesterday. It's the whole topic of LNG. We still get a lot of LNG via Russia, from Russia. And why not replace it by American LNG, which is cheaper for us and brings down our energy prices, but is something where we can get into a discussion, also what our trade deficit is concerned. So engage, look at common interest, and then negotiate.
So what is this about? Liquefied natural gas, American liquefied natural gas. So what's she doing here? Just right away, she's offering Trump this plum of, we're going to buy more gas from you. So she mentioned this is about engagement. And this seems like a way of engaging, of putting it all up front of what Donald Trump could be missing out on, all this gas, liquefied natural gas produced by the United States. So maybe that's the game for engagement. It brings the United States in warm on trade, and maybe it can figure into other things like contributing more weapons or funds to the war in Ukraine or something along those lines. So maybe it is just an engagement kind of tactic to bring the United States in to start talking about these things. There's a problem though, and the problem is that Europe is depending more and more on liquefied natural gas, which is expensive. And it's supposedly about 40% more expensive than pipeline gas. And the problem is, starting in, well, not starting, but from 2021, the EU imported about 20% of its gas as liquefied natural gas. By 2023, the EU is up to 42% liquefied natural gas. Now, this is published by the European Commission. So what is the big issue here? The big issue is Europe is getting weaned on to very expensive energy, and it is making Europe, and especially Germany, less and less competitive. It's driving up costs for households, just for heating, and it's driving up costs for industry, which is having to shut down and relocate manufacturing to other continents, like North America. So going from a 20% rate of liquefied natural gas in 2021 to a 42% rate in 2023, how much higher is it going to go? Maybe it's not going to go any higher, but that's 42% liquefied natural gas. And maybe the US liquefied natural gas is slightly cheaper than from other areas like Qatar or somewhere like that, but it's still much more expensive. And if Europe wants to have a future with basic industry, it can't afford liquefied natural gas to be at the base of its supply chain to produce all the things that it needs, all the basic materials that it needs for its industry. And the longer this goes on, the importation or the increased importation of liquefied natural gas goes on in Europe, the less competitive Europe is going to be. The less industry Europe is going to have. More and more things are going to be shutting down in Europe. They're not going to be competitive with any other area of the world when it comes to manufacturing things. So for the US, this is great. And for Donald Trump, this is great. I don't think there's any good way the European Union can spin this. It's no future for the European Union. The European Union is going to have to negotiate with Russia and get back pipeline gas. Without pipeline gas for their industry, and as well as for homes, there is no economic well-being for the future of Europe, especially Germany for manufacturing. but Europe as a whole, they need to have pipeline gas. I don't see liquefied natural gas being a real future where Europe has a comfortable future that's better than today with liquefied natural gas. So anyway, I think Donald Trump's going to really enjoy negotiating with Ursula von der Leyen. I don't think the European Union is holding any cards at all. I think it's going to work out great for Trump, and in the short run and possibly in the long run. In the long run, if Europe doesn't get back on pipeline gas, I don't see them having a future for industry in Germany especially.